nitazenes.
Nitazene.
Yes, it's also a man-made drug in laboratories. It's 50% more potent than fentanyl.
Do you think there's more nitazene than fentanyl now? You were talking about China sending in the supply, and now all of a sudden the politicians, the media is finally picking this stuff up. But this is 2 years old. You know, the last time we spoke, the cartels were already implementing the new drug that's going to take fentanyl's place. So fentanyl took over heroin. It's more potent than heroin. Now there's this new drug. It's called nitazenes.
Yeah,
is that the name of it?
Nitazenes.
What? How do you say it?
Nitazenes.
Nitazene.
Yes, it's also a man-made drug in laboratories. I can't exactly remember the origin of this shit, but it's something like, I don't know, like Germany or some stuff like that as an experiment for a super potent opioid that could stop pain, kind of like very similar to fentanyl. This shit, it's also like 50 times more powerful than fentanyl. I've been speaking with doctors that they are very much on, high alert. They're like, dude, this is getting bad. I've been talking to first responders, firefighters, local police in different cities in the US, and addicts themselves, cartel members. All of them know about this. There is no fucking way that this is not making it through the news or politicians. And all they're talking again, it's fentanyl's a talking point.
How long has this stuff been?
This has been happening.
This was a year ago that you brought this up.
Literally, this has been happening for over a year. I haven't even published anything because it's too but the answers I'm getting from editors and magazines and whatever, it's too into the weeds. It's basically the same as fentanyl. So it's another one of those stories. And this is too into detail. No one's really gonna care. But I hope they care, man, because this is already in the streets of this country. If you have friends or contacts, or probably if you have people watching that are first responders, that are doctors, they're gonna know what I'm talking about when you bring out nitazenes and all sorts of scenes. There's like 100 or 200 more of the same families. They're hitting the streets. So that's why sometimes you will test an overdose patient and it wouldn't show up fentanyl. It's not fentanyl. It's something else. But
it's nitazene.
It's nitazenes or one of the scenes.
So is this a pharmaceutical drug?
Yeah, that's not pharmaceutical. That was banned. That was like, this is too potent. We're not fabricating this shit. And someone
leaked it
or leaked the formula, and then they started producing that shit, which is super weird. And now it's all over. It's all over. Again, the same supply chain, the same supply routes.
So it is coming in from China.
Same shit. Apparently, I think I probably get these wrong, and I'll probably get someone in the comments correcting that shit. But if I'm not mistaken, I think it was first developed in Germany decades ago.
The drug was developed in Germany,
yes,
but the supplies are coming out of China.
But the supplies are recent and coming out of China.
Is it the same chemicals?
I have no clue, man. I honestly have no clue. I'm very ignorant when it comes to, like chemical components and shit like that.
What are they putting it in? Is it pills?
Yeah, in the same steam flow that the same stream that fentanyl is getting to with, heroin, pills, Tylenols, fake Xanax, fake Oxys, all that kind of shit.
And all that stuff.
Yes. It's just it's basically same effect, same stuff, but more potent than fentanyl. It's 50% more potent than fentanyl. So that means with heroin, if you needed, let's just make a fake measurement, right? If you needed this amount of heroin, liquid or whatever, to inject to have a strong high, with fentanyl you need this amount, right, to have the same strength. Mm-hmm. With nitazene, it's going to be half that. It's less, so more profitable than fentanyl for cartels. They need to add less, or they're going to kill more people if they keep adding the same amount.
So what's the point? Why even replace it? Because so they are worried about killing off their users.
They don't give a shit.
They don't care.
They don't care. They don't care. I mean, if we had 5 of those guys here that I've talked to over this past 2 years, they are gonna all agree on something. They're gonna say, "This is not an issue, man. If you want to use that, you have the freedom. That's on you. You want to die from using it? You know what it has. You know what it has. You know what it does. There's overdoses all around you, and this is either because you wanted something stronger, and that's on you, not on me, or because someone's f***ing you up. One of your local leaders is f***ing you over." But we were doing what we need to do: make more revenue, ship whatever you guys are asking for, right? That's what they say. All of them, this is what they say. This is something the Americans are asking for. They ask for this shit. When we started putting up, again, just like regular heroin, prices went down because no one was buying that shit. But when we started like fentanyl lace, prices started spiking. They want that shit. So they're just supplying a demand.
Are they just spiking again with nitazene?
And they're spiking it with nitazene is all over, man. Many of the f***ing cartels, many of the guys cooking shit, they don't even know. Probably the first chemist that went with this China's chemist, and probably those guys, they know exactly what's happening. But then they pass the recipe through or sell the whole batches. That's just people mixing it that they don't even know. If you ask them, like, is that fentanyl or is that nitazene? What is it? They say it's white chiva blanca, which is basically fentanyl-laced heroin or something laced heroin. They don't even know. They're just mixing it because someone sold that shit. So like, I just don't add that much, add this much, and that's it.
Do you think there's more nitazene than fentanyl now?
I don't think it's still more nitazene than fentanyl right now, but I think it's just as much as you need to have another 100,000 overdoses in this country.
Man, wow.
It's bad. And the last time I spoke with these guys, can't remember Dr. Kala, can't remember his name. Great doctor. He's dealing with addictions and with fentanyl problems and all these kind of like issues at a chemical, biological level. He was absolutely worried about nitazenes. He's like, dude, forget about fentanyl. And this was over a year ago. He was like, dude, forget about fentanyl. This is the new thing. And then I get reached pretty often by first responders from all over the country on my socials saying, dude, do you have any info on this shit? It's testing positive for this new thing, which is a nitazene or something like that. And I started getting more and more and more through like over this year. And I was like, what the fuck? This is something huge and new.
Hey everybody, I'm Shawn Ryan. Click here to subscribe to the Shawn Ryan Show YouTube channel for the hottest and most compelling interviews that you will not see anywhere else. I've also made a playlist of all the previous SRS episodes so they're easy to find. You can find that right here.